Okay, so I'm sitting here with my man in Jawa. He's a guy that's not going to steal any of my chainsaws. He's going to help talk to me about these ports. So I think that's a 660. I mean, these cylinders, I call them ports. Tell me about that. I know, I was going to show that to you in a minute.
Yeah.
I was going to show that to you in a minute, that A.
Yeah,
that's the Hanakawa. But how's these ports inside? They're clean?
Yeah. No sharp edges. They look clean and well shaped.
See, I was worried that maybe their cylinders weren't so good because I never looked at them. But they make their own cylinders in the bottom floor. They're 4 or 5 story factory. And they're also a big supplier for a lot of places. Like, for example, in that cylinder that's in the Tin Man video for the 288s that Farmer Tech, it's made by this factory. So this factory is actually the Hanakawa factory.
Sure is.
And so that's a decent cylinder, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And how about the piston for these? You said the pistons were not as nice as Nokers in your opinion, right?
Yeah, well, it doesn't have the little grooves in it, which I've seen. They both will run fine. It's whether you could call it a lower grade or not, that's just my opinion, but
right.
It's good, smooth, clean, no sharp edges. It would run fine.
Yeah.
It would run perfectly fine.
Yeah. You've been messing with saws 30 years or so, huh?
Yeah.
And a guy that did saws basically taught you, huh?
Right.
A guy that made a living.
For a living.
He repaired saws for a living, taught you.
Correct.
That's pretty cool. But and then these are 250 cylinders. So what about these 2 long grooves? What are those 2 long grooves?
This style of engine.
Okay.
This style of engine it's not a case engine like your traditional 380s or 440s. This is where you have a plastic chassis with the motor independent, where it has its own bottom case separate. I haven't fooled with these a whole lot, but they are very good running on engines.
Right. And what do you think about the quality of this cylinder here?
From what I see, the ports look good. I mean, they're no sharp edges.
They're clean.
Clean.
No splatter.
Don't see any splatter. Very smooth.
Yeah.
Looks like it would run just fine.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm trying to remember where these came from. I'm pretty sure these came from Hanakawa as well, but I don't see an A on them. I don't see that A. They may not have come from Hanakawa. I got so many things from so many places I can't even remember anymore. But on these Nokers that we took apart, so these cylinders we took apart on these Nokers were nothing like the Indiana review, right?
I don't see any resemblance.
And so these are decent, and these will run.
Yeah.
These will run good.
I'd run them in a heartbeat.
And then we found out the one that was scored was that one that had already been run from that guy that I switched on the side of the road.
Correct.
All right, gotcha, cool. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else we should cover before we let this close out. Like, subscribe, share. Look at the stolen chainsaw story here on the channel, and look at the reviews, because we basically are showing a fraud review out of Indiana. They stole my saws. They swapped out the cylinder. I could prove the stolen saws. I could prove the cylinder swap out, and now it just looks like they just simply damaged some cylinders or got a different cylinder and damaged it. I don't know. People laugh and act like that's preposterous, but sometimes truth is stranger than fiction, and that's the case here. Like, subscribe, share, thumbs up. Take care.